Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, I actually prefer jerking off with the boys. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah, me too.
No, I've told the
Yeah.
story. I've told the story before, and it's actually confirmed from a couple people. So what I do is, I think Greek can actually confirm that. No, was that Greek? It was somebody came over and I made them watch this porn.
I was in the call with you on Discord.
And I made you watch the porn with me.
Yes.
That's what it was.
What do you mean
I
you made him?
I feel like that's hot
That's
though
fine.
because you're just like it's like so girls look at girls on Instagram.
Sorry,
and they're
Raj,
like, "Look
you
at
weren't
this
the first
girl."
one.
Wait, what?
I said sorry, you weren't the first one, Raj. I did it with Train
Yeah,
first.
but see, Adriana, there's this weird thing with men in today's world, right? And it's nothing new. It's been this way for a very long time. Men are very scared. They're very ignorant of their sexuality. Like for them, it's a one direction, and if it's one direction, it can't be anything else, any curiosity, nothing. So, for example, what I mean by that is no one really is sexually aware enough to understand what sexual confidence is, right? For example, I know that I'm straight. I know that I am.
Yeah.
So, since I know that I'm straight, why can't I, you know,
It's like
kind of,
some dick, you know?
why can I appreciate other men, how they look? Why can I, you know, why can I go, if I want to give Austin a hand job, I can give him a hand job. Doesn't make me gay.
Suck on it for a minute. You
I
know?
can suck Austin's cock and it does not make me gay. It doesn't even make me bisexual because I'm not into it. But if Austin's like, yo, man, I need you to
This
be
is
a
the
book.
problem. This is the
Definitely.
problem. The problem is us labeling sexuality. Reality, we all sit on a spectrum somewhere, and it's and there's no word for it. It's just, you know, there's just a spectrum somewhere. You know,
I think the weird part is we'll take it a little more serious, guys. I think like all of us girls get together and we sit on like Instagram or social media sites and we, you know, most of now that I'm older, my friends, we don't like trash talk girls. We're literally like, look at this fucking hot girl. Look at her tits. Look at her ass. Look at this, her teeth, whatever. So I feel like as a man to watch, you know, adult videos together wouldn't be weird because it'd be the same thing. It's the equivalent of us girls sitting around and doing the same thing.
Yeah, but
And
how
it's like,
about-
it's
how
like if
about
you're in a club
watching
with
it
your
Greek?
boys.
You're so sexually.
Yeah, but what
repressed
about
as a
watching it with
guy,
Greek?
though.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
You think it's because you're sexually repressed,
I
or
think
you think
no. What I say when it's sexually repressed, what I mean is like guys are taught from a very young age that like showing any kind of emotion is not cool. And
I don't know
so,
about
like,
that. I don't know about
definitely
that.
think
No,
that's
I actually
true.
agree with that.
No,
No,
I
I agree with
disagree.
that.
Yeah.
I agree with
Me
I
that.
too.
disagree. I think that's all on the parents. I don't think you're taught.
But I think
like,
generally-
Yeah,
No
but you have social pressure. You have
shots.
social pressure as well. You've got school. You've got teachers. You've got like people. Like I think that like from a very young age, you're basically just totally unable to like express yourself.
And not only
that's
that,
not
like
encouraged.
your entire
It's not
friend
cool for
group,
guys
your
to talk
entire
like train
social
talks.
circle. If
Like-
you touch their ass, you're gay, right? If you touch
Yeah,
their
you're
dick, you're gay. If you
instantaneously
look at
gay,
it,
then, like,
if you think
everybody
a
makes
guy
fun
is
of you,
cute,
whatever
you're
you-
gay. Like
Yeah.
anything you
The
do, you're gay.
problem is not rooted in the fact of them saying it's gay. The problem is people having a problem with things being
Right.
gay. That's
No,
the
no.
issue.
The problem is with the problem that the problem is. Okay, listen. The problem
If
is
there was no inherent bias or prejudice against being homosexual, then this would not even be a conversation because the whole context of the conversation is coming in with like gay is a bad thing, right? Like why does it matter? You know what I mean?
but
So
you know what?
that's
You
the
know,
issue.
I think that it's more so an American issue because if you go to other countries, you can see in a non-sexual way, brothers and sisters holding hands, friends that are male friends holding hands in a non-sexual way. I think a lot of it has to do with America.
100%. 100%. I agree. I agree.
It depends where you go. Like if you go like Europe, then that's a thing. If you go to like Asia, then it's the exact opposite.
Well, to be
It
fair,
goes
it's
the
not
other way.
all America because that's completely okay in the South too. You hold your brother and sister's hands too. But I'm so sorry, I had to make the joke. But but to get back to our serious conversation, it's not only the idea that people are attaching some sort of terribleness to being gay. It's the ignorance of
expression
of expression and what it I don't want to say what it means, but like it goes back to what I preach in my stream, right? Tomorrow Austin would say, yo man, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Like I'm really nervous for this date. There's no one else around. Both my hands are broken. Can you please just jerk me off? I cannot be horny for the date. I could do him the favor and jerk. No, I'm not fucking around. I could jerk him off for him. I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm probably going to be like a little, But I don't suddenly just become bisexual because I jerked Austin's dick. Like, the actions aren't what make
But
they
what if you
aren't
started
what
liking it?
define your
I
sexuality,
think
right?
I think you'd like it though.
What if you started liking it in the moment?
But hold on. But I think the root of the issue is our obsession with labeling our sexuality.
Right.
as
What
something.
Austin
That's
is
the
saying
problem.
is like it's like Knights of the Old Republic, right? You've got like a 0 to 100 scale, okay? And like you go one down the path or the other down the path, but like it's not what we're doing wrong, right? Is we're labeling it. It's gay or straight, but actually it's 0 to 100, right?
Yes.
So like you jerking him off moves you up a couple points. Maybe since you're gonna enjoy it, moves you up a little bit more, right?
I just
But
think you're a
not,
great
like,
friend, Train.
Yeah, you're
not
supportive friend.
instantaneously gay. Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is,
Yeah, I was gonna
No,
say
but
what Train,
you're
what Train saying is it
describing.
doesn't-
No, what you're describing is your own personal like level of attraction, and like that doesn't necessarily fit into any category. You just, you know what I mean? Just
no. I'm not saying that either.
It's so.
What
I
I'm
think.
sorry, go ahead, Adriana.
I think. I don't. It's so hard to express what I'm thinking because girls. I've actually had experiences where I've had, like, say I've had a bad day on set and I used to live in a model house and I go to my girlfriend that I didn't find attractive. I wasn't attractive and be like, help me out. That exact same story. And, you know, as a sex worker, I'm also able to completely detach myself from sex, but still be there in an emotional, mental way for that moment. But it doesn't affect my actual person and my being and change me. It's just an experience I'm having at that time. And I think that for men, they're not allowed to admit to those things, or they're not allowed to actually express those things because other guys would say something negative, whereas women, it's seen as like cool or hot.
Yeah, it's this weird thing where like imagine if we lived in a world where just because I ate a salad, I'm suddenly a vegan, right? It doesn't work that way. Does that make any sense? I'm just kidding. I saw that in chat. That was a very good comment. No, but
again, I think the root is the obsession with being labeled as something. That's the problem. Because if you didn't have this obsession with like trying to identify what you do and what that label is, if you didn't obsess over that and you just let it be what it be, then you wouldn't even be having this conversation to begin with.
well,
I mean, isn't what Train's saying is that like whatever portion gay he is, let's say he's 5% gay, no matter what he did would not move that. Like he could sleep with a guy and it would still be 5% no matter what, because that's like,
here's what I'm saying.
how
Okay,
confident he is.
so yeah, Dom understands it, but it's not 5%, it's 0%. So here's what I'm saying, just real quick, Adrian. I'm gonna say this, and then you're free to go. Or you're free to speak. Well, you're free to speak whenever you want. Actually, I don't want to make you think you're in some, fourth world country where you're a slave to men. I don't know why I said that. Anyways, here we go. So I don't know why I said fourth world. But what's a fourth world country? And whatever. I'm tired. Here's the point. Okay. What I'm saying is, okay, here's what I'm saying. And like I said today, so I have multiple days, okay? I don't know if it's the bipolar. I don't know what it is. I have days where I'm just completely foggy and I can't think straight, okay? And that's tonight. I'm just not fully there. But I'm going to try my best to explain this. So here's what I'm saying. So Austin, what you're saying is completely accurate and I agree with it. But I think there's another half to it, and the other half is what I'm saying. Right?
What's the other half?
And what I'm saying is this, and it's not fully being understood by you and by others. And I think some people in chat are grasping because I preach this on my own stream all the time. There's an education side missing. There's an ignorance that people have. There is this open-mindedness that they lack. And that open-mindedness is, what does it mean to actually be gay? What does it mean to be straight? What does it mean to be bisexual? Do you understand? So what I try to explain is, I know I'm a straight man. You know, I'm not bi, I'm not gay. What I try to explain is, right now in today's society, people think that if I come over tomorrow, Austin, and I jerk your dick, right? Even if I get no enjoyment, I don't get aroused from it, I'm just doing it as a favor to you because both your hands are broken. In today's society, there's a big majority that will think I am gay for jerking your dick, right?
Well,
and what I try to explain is like your sexuality isn't defined by the actions, right? That isn't what being gay is. That isn't what being bisexual is. Do you understand? That's the problem.
Are you asking him?
That's pretty gay, man. I'm like, I don't know.
hold on.
No, I kind of agree with that because listen. So first of all, why did we put sexuality into a scale all of a sudden. If we don't want to put people into a class system, why would we put people into sexuality-based class system? Second of all, you have to think about like people who turn gay or lesbian or transgenders who sleep with the opposite, but they're really straight, but they're it's so hard to explain. I don't know.
I don't think it's gay. I mean, if you enjoy what you do, it's fun, right?
Well, but again,
It's an
the
experience.
problem-
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Listen.
Holy shit, he came out of the room for that one.
Listen, that's
God
not what
damn.
listen. At that point, if you're gonna say I can enjoy this, I can get aroused from it, doesn't make me gay. We're going to a ball pit where sexuality has nothing, and it just nothing is anything. No. Listen, if you're getting arousal, if I'm enjoying jerking Austin's dick and trying to get him to fucking climax, yes, I am most likely in the closet in denial. And I'm most likely gay, or I might be bisexual. Do you understand? There is no not saying that you're not gay or bisexual if you're getting an enjoyment or you're getting this motivation from getting to see Austin climax in your hand, right? You cannot say that you just have enjoyment. What I'm saying is,
all right,
just real quick. What I'm saying is the action alone doesn't define your sexuality. There's more to it. There's a complex set of emotions or identity or something just deeper within that combines with everything. It's not the action alone isn't what defines the sexuality. That's what I'm trying to say.
I've made out with probably 6 guys in my time, and I did it in front of Evelyn one time actually, and
a few times.
And I enjoyed. Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun, but that does not make me gay.
Okay, so
and I don't really care about that. If it did.
Just
does it make me gay?
All of what you guys are describing.
Maybe it's like low key thing.
Yeah, low key gay. Yeah.
Hold on.
I mean, 6 guys, you might start to be liking it.
Hold on.
Yeah, Austin, go ahead. That doesn't make you gay. It's bisexual.
Here's the deal. Everything that you're describing. Okay, let me give you an example. Train is a straight guy that denies that he's gay, but he maybe talks about, he'll jerk somebody off maybe, but he won't enjoy it. But, maybe he'll, talk about your cock, whatever.
I'll jerk you off, Austin.
Okay, but and that's Train, okay? Then you go to Joe, and Joe doesn't like what Train likes. He doesn't like, he's kind of weirded out about jerking and blowing people and talking about your cock, but he'll make out with you if you're a guy. Right? And then you go over to Greek, and he's like, well, Greek doesn't like any of that. He thinks all that is gross. But for him, he'll look at your dick. What I'm trying to get at here is that each one of them are all
not all of it gross.
Hold on, wait, stop.
Sorry.
Each one of them all identify as straight, but each one of their definitions of straight has different little pieces to it. What I'm trying to say is sexuality is on a spectrum. Everybody's got their own definition of what it means to be whatever they are, okay? And the obsession is obsessing over identifying yourself as something. Who cares? That's what I say. Who gives a shit? So that's the point I was trying to make from the very beginning. And you all just kind of proved it right there.
No, you nailed it.
Amen.
That was well said.
Here's a test real quick for how long people have been on the internet. So when Train told that story about, let's say that Austin broke both of his hands or whatever, and, he needed to get jerked off. So there was an AMA on Reddit that was like one of the biggest AMAs of all time about a kid who started having sex with his mother because of this same predicament. He broke both of his arms. He couldn't jack off, and his mother started jacking him off, and then they just started having sex after that. Who here is old enough to remember that goddamn Reddit thread? Because that's
I think I remember that. Yeah. Did it originate on 4chan, or am I
that's
crazy?
still abuse.
Yeah,
that's
that sounds
abuse.
like a real thing.
Because you can, as a mother, you can just hire somebody to do that for them. That's still abuse.
I remember that they made that into a film. I watched that film. Yeah.
What film?
Like a documentary?
Was that
Yeah.
How do
you know somebody's not trolling though when they're just messing around?
So this Reddit thread was verified, meaning that there was like a researcher that came in and somehow verified that this actually happened.
So the researcher watched them.
Nah, I don't think that he watched the kid bang his mother, but they at least got to the point where they both confirmed it, and they were just doing I guess a study about how that fucking happens and incest and things like that.
I wonder what are. I was gonna say a really inappropriate thing.
That thread has bangers. That's all I gotta say. Those are.
I was feeling really good. It was actually kind of yeah, but now I just feel really cold and kind of scared.
Yeah, it makes me feel a little uncomfortable thinking about swallowing your son's jizz. That just seems really weird.
Yeah, Joe, the way you put it like that.
Yeah, that's a little.
I think we all agree, man. That sounds a little fucking. I'd also agree.
Thank you, Joe. Really right on the fucking nose with that one, Joe.
Train, mate. Come on, mate.
Is that where it starts getting weird for you, Joe, or is it like before that? Just trying to clarify.
So
that brings it a little too far for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get back to back on track to the educational and the more exploration side of things. Instead of talking
business industry podcast, let's go.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Actually, Austin, what you said, I was listening to when I was walking around, and I think that's very well said. I think that should be the ultimate goal. It doesn't matter. There should be no like judgment of, let's say I like to do this or I like to do that. Let's say I like to blow you every Saturday, right? It shouldn't matter. I shouldn't need to define that I am bisexual because every Saturday morning I want to blow Austin and taste the fucking creamy load he has to give to me, right? Like I shouldn't have to define,
Can I be in on this
so
group chat?
I completely understand that, right? And I completely agree with you.
Right? It's more fluid in our preconceived notions. And
you're not as creamy? You're more fluid?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
It's more like sexuality is more fluid, and the definitions that we have sort of come up with don't necessarily fit as rigidly for everybody, Yeah.
So one day when the world's perfect, that's where we'll get. But for now, I think with where we are, what we should work with is something that is so what's the word? So I think what you're talking about is more like idealistic, right? Like that's the ideal of how it should be. Now, are we going to realistically get to that place? Maybe one day, sure. Soon, probably not. It's highly improbable in my opinion. I just don't. I think we're just so many steps behind to be there. So until then, I like to talk about something that is achievable, and it's the understanding that the actions, the physical action, the sexual action isn't what defines you, right? It's not what makes you something. Does that make any sense?
It's not your action. It's the reactions. Whether it's your reactions that define you.
No, it's not even your reactions. Like if you're listen. So the people that, let's say, they believe they're straight for 56 years, they believe they're straight. On their 60th birthday, they realize and they come out. They divorce their wife and they end up with their lover and they marry the man. It's not that they changed and they suddenly became gay. It's that like they've always been.
Suppressed.
You understand? So it's like it's not that they were living 56 years straight. So like that's what I'm trying to say. I'm like what I'm trying to say is like it's not the. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I think it's a form of disassociation that society has put on them. I have like a little bit of DOD, and I think that when you don't realize your sexuality or personal or character traits, it's because of your disassociation, whether it's because of your environment or because of the things you're subjected to. Your brain does powerful things to make you fit into the reality you have to. And one day you're actually going to have that moment where you really truly wake up and be who you really are. And you have your own thoughts of your own, not based on everyone surrounding you. So yes, I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So Train, when you wake up tomorrow, you can just go jerk off your best friend and just feel totally okay with it because there's nothing wrong with it.
It was fucking hot. Okay, dude.